everybody, it's Mary Gardner, and I am so excited to talk to you today because this can be a life-changing event for you today. I am so excited to introduce someone to you that I have been a fan of for a very long time. Quick tip on me or a little background. I'm a former celebrity agent at one of the country's largest celebrity speaker bureaus. I was a professional publicist in the New York City area and owned one of the first coach training companies in the world. We did that for several years. We trained many high-level coaches. And over the course of my career, I've coached many speakers to multiple high-level amounts of money, millions of dollars as a speaker on the corporate circuit, on the college circuit, and on the TEDx circuit. So today, I'm so excited to introduce to you somebody that has done more TED Talks, TEDx Talks than anyone in the world besides Bill Gates. So I'm pleased to introduce to you my friend, the king of TEDx Talks, a 20-year career working for Jay Leno as a comedy writer and somebody who's going to help you go right to the top. Frank King, welcome.
Hey, Mary, and Bill Gates better look behind him because I'm coming up and I want number 9. I want to pass him.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Well, Frank, I'm so happy that you and I are partnering up on this event because so many of my speakers have wanted to do a TEDx talk or TED Talk because it's so enhancing to someone's personal brand. And once you get on the national stage, all sorts of things can happen. So I wanted to just hear your story, how you found the TEDx program, what you're doing, and then we could talk about how people can get involved with doing it themselves.
Okay, well, credit has to go to my lovely wife, Wendy. Because I in the last recession, after the last recession, meeting planners and speakers bureaus came to me and said, look, Frank, we love you dearly. We cannot pay you that kind of money anymore simply to be funny. You've got to teach the audience something. So I'd always wanted to do that, make a living and a difference. And a TEDx is a great way to make a difference because anybody in the world who's got an internet connection can hear what you have to say and learn. So I decided I would be a suicide prevention speaker, speak on suicide prevention as a workplace health and safety issue. That's a long story how I came to that. But once I'd done that, once I'd picked my lane, the second hurdle was I've been doing stand-up for 30 years. How do I convince meeting planners and speakers bureaus that I can do something serious? My lovely wife said, do a TEDx. And famously, Mary, I said, what's a TEDx? And yeah, and then I happened to get an email that week from a TEDx event in Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm not sure how they heard of me, but I got an email and they said, listen, would you like to apply? So I applied and I got an audition. And I took the next step, which a lot of people don't take. Rather than Zoom, I flew up. I wanted to audition live because I thought the piece of my story I was going to share with them would have greater impact by being there. And so, long story short, I got picked for my first TEDx on my first application. Spoiled. And I went up and did it. And two things. One, I was able to begin to rebrand. I was able, because, I'm speaking on suicide prevention. So I'm obviously talking about a very difficult subject with well-placed organic humor, personal, funny stories on my mental health journey. So I was instantly able to rebrand, to convince meeting planners and speakers bureaus, yes, he can do something deadly serious, with comic relief, which is one of the reasons I get booked frequently is they want the information, but it's difficult. So the comic relief. Then 2 TEDx events saw my first one, contacted me and said, look, do you have any more mental health topics? Oh yeah, I've always got 2 or 3 rolling around in my head at any time. So I got booked to the 2nd and 3rd on invitation. The 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th, I had to apply for, not a problem. And the 8th, because of an outfit that Mary and I use on LinkedIn for LinkedIn marketing, the 8th one found me and they said, look, Frank, we like your approach on mental health so much. We would like you to do a TEDx talk in the state of Assam in India, virtual, by the way. So, but each TED I did, because it's on mental health, mental illness, drives my brand. Now, people ask me, is he going to get me a booking? I really can't draw a straight line between a TED and a booking, but I'll tell you this. If I'm up against a couple of other speakers in my topic area, suicide prevention, and I've got a TED or 2 or 8, and they don't have any, then I'm guessing I've got a leg up. And I got 4 of them across the bottom of my Gmail, in the signature. And I got a picture of me in the big red letters on my homepage. Credibility, marketability, visibility is why you would do a TEDx. It moves your speaking, either kicks it off if you're just beginning, or moves it to the next level if you're a seasoned speaker.
Now, I love this. I just want to make a comment. You just dropped a whole bunch of nuggets right there. And the thing that I enjoy hanging out with you, and again, I apologize. You have not done 7, you've done 8. That's an enormous difference. So I didn't realize that. But just even hearing about several of your marketing tips behind the scenes, how you have been able to, number one, change your brand identity very, very quickly because of the TED Talk. Number 2, you've been able to acquire people to find you based on, it seemed like to me, there was some LinkedIn things, but your cross branding from your website to your marketing to the TEDx organizations or to meeting planners. So you dropped a bunch of little nuggets there. That was fantastic. Now let's switch over to what our course is going to be like. I'm so excited that we are partnering together. You have 12 videos that are about the self-study. So it's a self-study course that we're able to do. And we're also announcing group coaching. This is a beta test that we're announcing right now. This is the first time that Frank and I have partnered together. We have certainly known each other for quite some time. So I've seen his established brand and his phenomenal coaching. But I wanted to let people know this is the beta test. So we're doing it at a very ground level. And I'm just so excited. Coach. So could you share with us what we're going to be able to teach our students when they come in on November 15th for 6 weeks of group live coaching? Talk to me, Frank. What are we going to do for them?
We begin with the application links. And here's the deal. Because the average TEDx event gets 100 or 200 or 300 applications every year. I believe that TED makes it difficult for people to find the application links because they want to keep the number of people who find them down. So first off, we're going to teach you a couple of ways to find the TEDx application links. And because that's the first step, no link, and we'll teach you some tricks. They put up a couple of hurdles often on each application to derail you. And we'll tell you what those are and how you can get around those hurdles or over those hurdles. So once you've gotten the application link, we'll talk about filling out the application. What's important? What is the committee looking for, the selection committee looking for? Now, bear in mind, they get a couple hundred applications and they're electronic now. So what we're talking about is we want to fill out the application in such a way that it slows the scroll, that as they're scrolling through, whatever you put on that application makes them freeze in place and need to learn more. Because I figure, Mary, the farther we can get them to read down the application, the better chance you're going to get an audition. It's got to be sticky. It's got to be maybe counterintuitive, pique their curiosity, something out of the box. And, 20 years writing jokes, 37 years doing stand-up, creativity is kind of my thing. And so I had a TED Talk where 2 of my TED Talks, I didn't have to audition. I was able to skip the audition process because they liked my title and subtitle so much. And the idea, they called and go, no, you don't have to audition, you're on, which told me that's the first hurdle, is getting their attention out of 200 applicants. Out of the 200, they select 3 or 4 dozen for auditions. So oftentimes they'll ask you to construct a 5-minute video of your idea, an overview. And we teach you how to, again, make that interesting, make that something that they feel like they got to know more, and bring you in for a live Zoom 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 with the committee. And some tips on questions they almost always ask that I've had friends get blown out on because they weren't expecting it. They could have answered it if they prepared. So we'll teach you how to prepare for those 2 or 3 questions so you won't get blown out on a procedural error. And then once you get the talk, we'll talk about constructing the actual talk. And they give you somewhere between 7 and 18 minutes. And so, they don't have to give you 18. So we talk about how you can construct a talk, because most people who do TED are very passionate, got a head full of knowledge, and it's that editing process, editing it down, niching it down, so that you can do it and get your point across in 7 to 18 minutes. And then, unlike most coaching programs, TEDx coaching program, most of them, as far as I know, Mary, all of them, when they get you a TEDx, they're done.
Yes.
Well, if you're a speaker, wait, what am I going to do with this?
Right.
So the next part of the program is how do you leverage that TEDx? How do you use that to get more bookings at higher fees, sell more books, whatever it happens to be your goals are for that TEDx. And, and we work with you also, Mary will, on making sure that your promotional package, your marketing materials are the kind of thing that you can turn over to a speakers bureau and would be turnkey. They can turn it right around and send it right out to the client. So when you arrive on the doorstep of a speakers bureau, you want to be at a point where there's no friction. They can just
seamless. You want to be seamless. You want to be a professional. There are things that agents look for. And as you kind of know, you probably know, most speakers' information goes in file 13. So yeah, I'm a former celebrity agent, and we'll make sure that that information is available, of course. Yes.
Yes, we'll also talk about speakers bureaus and things to look out for, because there's a lot of sharks out there. And there's some things you should not do that will cost you a lot of money and will bear very little return. And so we'll talk about that side of the dark side of the business. How to be very careful, because there are people out there who will take your money, promise you the world, and under deliver. So yes, like I said, all of TEDx coaching companies I know stop at, we got you TEDx, have a great life. So we go beyond that.
And it really is. The TEDx is an increase your brand. One of the people that I worked with early on is, she helped me. We were friends just through the grapevine. It's a very well-known former TV host who is a very well-known coach. And she had done 12 speaking engagements, and it's Mel Robbins. She's awesome. And she did 12 speaking engagements a year until she did the TEDx talk. And that blew her up so much that then she was doing 85 a year. And it just, it gave her the platform that she had wanted. She's such a star anyway. But yeah, so it can really, really enhance anybody's brand. And you also have coached somebody, and we have services that we can also offer that are do it for you, of application process, also helping your video go viral, which can really increase your visibility. So we can certainly talk to our audience about that kind of thing. Frank, we only have a minute left. What are the last thoughts that you have for our future students that are going to jump in and to work with us on November 15th through the end of December? I'm going to name those dates right now. It's November 15th. It's Tuesday at 12 o'clock East Coast time. We're going to be going on November 22nd. That is Thanksgiving week. We're expecting you guys to show up because this is life-changing. 12 o'clock Tuesday, November 29th, December 6th, December 13th, and December 20th. So if you are somebody that wants to create a new life for the new year, to join us in the TED Talks. Last thoughts, Frank, what do you got?
The great thing about a TED Talk is it forces you to niche to one idea and one lane. And I think your speaking should be niched as well, one lane. Here's my feeling about meeting planners. When they arrive on your website, you want to be the expert, the thought leader. You want to be exactly what they're looking for. They don't want to see a person who does 6 different topics, 6 different keynotes. And the TEDx is a great way to begin to build that brand as the expert, the thought leader. And it helps your marketing, because if you're just marketing that particular topic, if that's your lane, and you select your ideal clients carefully, people who need that information, it's made my marketing easier. It allowed me to raise my fee 2 or 3 times. So yeah, I would say that's the beauty of it. It forces you to niche your talk and to pick a lane.
Well, Frank, you are truly a star, and you are the king of TEDx Talks. And I am so excited for all of our future guests and our future participants and coaches and authors and experts that are wanting to do the TEDx Talk. You will not find a better fee. You will not find a better program. And this can be a life-changing event for you in the new year. And we believe at our company that we inspire the inspiring. And it is us that come behind you to support you to go out and bring that inspiring message to the world, because our world needs so much hope right now. So thank you all for listening. Frank, you're the best. I'll see you on the calls, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the near future. Thanks for joining us.